What's up guys, it's MTGMatt for you, back with another Innistrad Crimson standard video, and today I'm going to present to you a deck that I put actually a lot of work into refining it until I came up with this final version. I call it Junt Humans, aka is this the new face of Junt? And well, as you can see from the title, it's a Junt deck, right? So what is Junt all about? Junt is all about creatures dying, creatures getting sacrificed, having a lot of die triggers and so forth, right? And what inspired me building this deck is this new card called Stensia Uprising. 4-mana enchantment in red. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 red human creature token. Then if you control exactly 13 permanents, you may sacrifice Stensia Uprising. When you do, it deals 7 damage to any target. So right away, this card is super flavorful. I love the art. And small note before we get into the deck, actually, as you can see right here, let me actually move the camera or you can see it. As you can see right here, this card is supposed to have this lady as a token, right? Well, unfortunately, that's not the case right now. I guess the Wizards mixed something up, and the human tokens that are created are actually the like vampire butler human tokens. So that's a bit of a flavor fail, but anyway. So what does this enchantment do? It provides you with a 1/1 human every end step, and then you know it has this like bonus of if you have exactly 13 permanents, it deals 7 damage to any target. But it's really more of a bonus. I think I've never used it, and it's rarely coming up because you need to have exactly 13 permanents. So it's really hard to get there. But we're just interested in getting a 1/1 human creature token every end step. And the reason I got so interested in this card is, well, right now in Standard, we have this little card called Skeleton. Let's actually just look for Swarming. We've got Skeletal Swarming, right? It's a 5-mana enchantment in Golgari colors, which also gives you 1 or 2 tokens each end step. And you know, it's offensively better than Stensia Uprising, but the difference is that with Skeletal Swarm you can never block, because the skeletons always come into play tapped, and then they have to attack each turn, so there's never a moment where you can actually block with those skeletons. It's pure offense, right? And right now we're in a meta which is extremely creature heavy, right? You have mono white and mono green right on the top with Izzet. Izzet, of course, being the only one of the top 3 decks that isn't super creature based. And this means that if you can get a free token every turn that can actually block, this is huge. It's absolutely huge. So that's why I got interested in this card. So I started building, and eventually I came up with this list. Took me a lot of time to get there, but now I'm really happy with the results. So let's go through the deck one by one. So the idea of this deck is to get to the win condition, which is basically a Millstone Predator, 3 copies, right? You can sacrifice creatures to it to make it indestructible, and it's also growing every turn with putting a 1/1 counter on himself. Also, he's exiling an opponent's graveyard, which is really nice in this meta against stuff like Leer, for example, or against Blood on the Snow decks. You can just delete those important cards from your opponent's graveyard and get rid of them, right? So Millstone Predator is basically a win condition, and combined with Stensia Uprising is just a really nice team, because you're sure to get a token every turn that you can sack to Millstone Predator to protect it and make it indestructible. So the only thing that gets rid of Millstone Predator is exiling stuff, right? And there is some stuff that exiles in Standard, but not too much. So Millstone Predator is fairly stable on the board if you combine it with a lot of tokens, and that's what Stensia Uprising provides. Then another win condition more or less is Loath, right? Just Loath has perfect synergy with a lot of small stuff being on the board. That also goes really well with Stensia Uprising. And then finally, as a real late game finisher, I got 1 copy of Dreadfast Demon. Those of you guys who are watching me regularly know that I've used this card in a mono black control deck, also as a finisher, and I actually really like this card as like a 1 or 2 of in a deck at the top end, in a deck where you can reliably create tokens. This guy just turns your tokens into 6/6 flyers, so it's a really nice finisher. And especially, I've noticed in the meta we live in that flyers are extremely potent, right? Like most creatures are on the ground. And so if you have a flyer, you have a huge advantage. And also on the defense, having flyers to block other flyers is really, really useful. That's why Lolth is also so good with the Spiders who have reach. So basically, Dreadfast Demon, Lolth, and Immiston Predators, these are our win conditions, right? And Stensia Uprising is just the perfect support card to support all of these win conditions. And then the rest of the deck is just getting there. You might notice we have a lot of 4 drops. We have 5 drops in Lolth, so I put 2 copies of Storm the Festival in there. Because why not, right? 2 copies are enough. Initially I had 4 copies, but it was way too much. And we're not too focused on Storm the Festival. But it can be really nice, even later in the game, to find Stensia Uprising, Spine Lolth, find Immiston Predators, and just put them right on the board. Then another card that actually inspired me to build the stack and actually use Stensia Uprising is Laid to Rest, which I think has a lot of potential also in other decks. And I got 2 copies of it in here. It's a 4-mana enchantment in green. Whenever a human you control dies, draw a card. And whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it dies, you gain 2 life. So this says whenever a human dies. Doesn't say non-token human, any human, and Stensia Uprising provides us with a human every turn. So if we have Uprising on board and Laid to Rest, every one of those tokens we get every turn represents 1 card when that token dies, which is, over time, it's a lot of card advantage. And I've just found that 2 copies is more than enough, because Laid to Rest really just has synergies with Uprising in the deck and with Kalane, which also happens to be a human, but that's it. So 2 copies are more than enough. So this right here, Uprising plus Laid to Rest, it's just a really nice package, and you can already, like, by me explaining this, you can already, like, feel or understand that there's a lot of small synergies in the deck that together really makes for a big, nice synergy in the whole deck. And then let's go down to the lower mana curve here, which is also just getting there. First we got some ramp. We got 3 copies of Prosperous Innkeeper, 3 copies of Kalane. There's probably an argument to be made to just cut the Kalane for another Innkeeper, because the Innkeeper gaining us a life is more significant than, you know, just another Kalane. Because the 1/1 counter effect with treasure is actually not that useful. So actually 4 Prosperous Innkeeper is probably just straight up better. But so we got 6 2-drops that give us treasures. And that's the reason we don't have a 3-drop, because with this deck we try to just go 2-drop, ramp, and then immediately play one of our 4-drops on turn 3. So Innkeeper and Kalane are just getting us there. Then really important for this deck is Meathook Massacre, which more or less is also win condition this deck. It's just an excellent board wipe that also provides us with like this aristocrat style effect of when a creature we control die, our opponent is losing life, and then when their creatures die, we gain life. So Meathook Massacre, absolute MVP in this deck, real nice. Then 4 copies of Deadly Dispute. We want to sacrifice creatures, draw cards, get treasures, perfect fit. And then 4 copies of Hunt for Specimens. Initially I had 4 copies of Eyetwitch for the Learn package, but I just found that I often found myself in situations where I just needed some lesson from my sideboard right now, and I couldn't afford to go through this extra step of playing Eyetwitch and then finding a way to sacrifice it. So I just stuck with Hunt for Specimens to get the lesson right away. We also get a creature on the board in the form of Pest, so that's really nice, again with Immiston Predator and Lolth. And then if you look at the sideboard, I just got 1 copy of Environmental Sciences for the early game, but our deck is more mid-rangey, right? So 1 copy of Science is more than enough. 2 copies of Necrotic Fumes to deal with any big creature or planeswalker, because we don't have direct removal for that in our deck. 2 copies of Containment Breach against Esika's Chariot, Ranger's Class, opposing Meathook Massacres, and so forth. Single copy of Past Summoning for the early game, might come in handy against stuff like mono green, mono white. just to get some early blockers until we stabilized. And then 1 copy of Mascot Exhibition, just late game, more good stuff. And then the final card we need to talk about, which is really just an adjustment to the whole meta. I got 2 copies of Lantern of the Lost, because I just found that if we play with this deck against Izzet, for example, which plays Lear, it's very likely that we lose, simply due to the fact that this deck right here is very late game focused, in that we try to grind our opponent down, right? We get value every turn from Uprising, we get value from stuff dying and so forth, and eventually our opponent runs out of resources and we just kill him. And but this also means that our deck is not winning fast, which is bad against a Lear deck, which has a lot of resources and can just finish us with a Hullbreaker Horror. And against those decks specifically, I put 2 Lantern of the Lost in here. It's a new card from Crimson Vow, 1 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card from graveyard, so you get some value right away. And you can pay 1, tap it, exile to exile all cards from all graveyards, then draw a card. Very important, this replaces itself. That's why this is so good. Only costs 1 mana, you can play this on turn 1, and then it just sits there on the battlefield the whole game. Also, I like this better than stuff like Go Blank, which is a spell that exiles your opponent's graveyard. This can just sit on the board, and you can activate it and your opponent can counter it, which is very significant. And apart from Neil matchups, you know, there's also like Blood in the Snow. It's just really nice to have one of these in the deck, and it's not... The fact that it can cantrip makes it so that this isn't really a downside, even if you just play against stuff like Mono Green or Mono White, which don't have graveyard synergies. This can always just replace itself, work as a cantrip, so really happy with Lantern of the Lost as like a tech choice. And that's the whole deck. And yeah, I really had fun playing it. It got pretty good results. Also, maybe final note, I got a single copy of Hostile in here. The creeping in is, you know, a nice bonus, but it's more like having a sack outlet on a land, which can be useful to, you know, trigger stuff like late to rest to draw a card. So that's like the only notable land in here. But yeah, apart from that, had a lot of fun playing this deck. Got really good results. It's really grindy. It can really get there. So hope you guys enjoy the videos, and I see you guys soon. Alright, here we go. The new phase of Jund, potentially. Start with Rockwell. I really like the Beaton Massacre against potentially Mono White here. Guiding Voice. Alright. No! Oh, I misplayed so hard there. Yeah, I should have. Like, the reason I played the green source, like green-red source, is because if you draw into like Prosperous Innkeeper on 2, I want to be able to play it, right? Damn, that was a... Oops, that was a big mistake. Probably just send Sciences. I mean, we're in big trouble here, obviously. Yeah, that's really good for us, because this means we can actually play a Massacre next turn and kill both aspirants. That's pretty big for us. Like, there's still 1/6/6 left, but with the Stensia Uprising we can just produce a blocker every turn. Okay. No, so there's no world in which I can make 2 tokens this turn, so let's just play the Uprising. If we survive this turn, we could have a real good opener. And then we produce a blocker every turn, we can put something else out. We can gain some life. Seems pretty good. Okay, it's fine. See, like, white doesn't have trample, so we can just jump block here. Also just, drain our opponent a little bit. You know what? Let's Necrotic Fumes. That seems pretty great. We will have a Cleric, we will have another blocker with the Uprising. So that's pretty good. We also get close to the Redfest Demon. Right when they have a cave. I like it. Okay, now I'm gonna play the Dreadfest Demon, so we need to turn off auto-triggered abilities. So that we can make it so that our token appears first. So we have something to sacrifice to the demon. And now we got 2 6/6 flyers, so his cave isn't really a threat anymore. Cave of the Frost Dragon. Can gain some life, put more bodies on the board. Yeah, this seems good. Gonna get 2 more demons next turn. Gonna sack Lane and the other token to get 2 more demons. Also, let's gain some life. Sciences, Grip Forest. And I think we just attack here. We need to pressure our opponent. And this represents lethal next turn. Yeah. More fodder for the Dreadfest Demon. Yeah, seems pretty good. I think we didn't even have like the best starting hand or anything, but it still worked out. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much GG. Whoops. GG. That felt pretty good. Yeah, this seems good. This seems good. Let's play the Deathcap Blade here. Okay, potentially looking at a turn feel late to rest, or we'll just, like, depending on whether we draw land, we might just skip this and go straight to a Wolf. Because right now late to rest isn't doing much. Okay, we did draw a land, so with a land we're gonna go for the turn for Lolf instead. We also have Deadly Dispute open. Actually, could keep the Innkeeper just as an additional blocker. Because opponent already has a Faceless Haven. Yeah, I think that makes more sense actually. I mean, we also gain some life, but that's not the main reason. We're keeping the Innkeeper. Just to have an extra blocker in case we remove something here. We have an extra blocker to protect the Lulz against the Haven. Oh, shouldn't attack here. Also, Innkeeper plus a Spider is exactly 3 damage, which can kill a Faceless Haven. Now, because the Spider is menace, we have the attacker's advantage, which means we'll be definitely able to kill his Lulz. That's actually fine. If I would block here, I would lose 2 creatures and I wouldn't be able to kill his Lulz.
Subservience will be rewarded.
And now I can simply attack like this, kill his Lulz for sure. Now, if I play a Lulz, I will also lose it, no matter what. So I think instead it's just smart to play Kalane into a late rest. Alright, so if Kalane dies, we're gonna get to redraw a card, and this just sets us up for a better turn. Way better turn. Now, what I didn't realize about Hostile Hostel was that when it transforms, it just stays a creature, right? Huh. So I'm gonna trade one to one here. One spider versus another spider. What? He leaves my spider and I get to draw a card? That's fantastic. That is fantastic. So if I Deadly Dispute and I find a land, I can Deadly Dispute and play a Lulz. I think I want to risk that. Get rid of our Innkeeper. I want to find a land, and we didn't find a land. That's it's great. Let's play the land. The land is gonna be great actually against the snow deck. It basically turns off Blood on the Snow. Let's get rid of his Lulz here. Oh man. On the bright side of things, we can actually play Storm the Festival next turn. Let's see if he's trying to kill one of our spiders. Yeah. Alright. There's a predator. Immerstorm boy. Okay, that sucks. But opponent has a hard choice to make. He can go to a storm, but then we got 2 lulls. He's probably gonna take the storm, right? What you taking, bro? Yeah. So no storm for us. Alright, there's the lull.
Envy the strong, for they consume. I will cull the weak.
Okay. My turn. What we really need here is a Meathook Massacre. We got 7 mana. I guess we play an Inkill plus a Predator. The Predator is what's, you know, gonna enable us to get ahead in this situation. Let's force him to trade at least 1 spider away.
We will. Aren't I generous?
Yeah. Prolic Fumes makes sense, but we got another Predator coming. So just keep the Innkeeper on board. Also, I should get rid of Hostile Hostile for this deck, because I know I didn't really think about this card, but the fact that it, well, it has, well, you get to choose when it transforms, right? Yeah, maybe that's not too bad actually. Get rid of the Predator here.
Reward the loyal.
Okay, opponent attacks with both here. Really nice actually. And there's a Meathook Massacre, that's really good. So let's punch Lolf here a little bit.
Do you not love me?
There's really no point in playing Lolf here, we're just gonna lose it right away. But a Predator might help out quite a bit. Now if he has a Baleful Mastery, get to draw a card. So next time we're gonna have 9 mana, and with 9 mana we can play a Lolth and go Meteor Massacre X equals 1. So we gotta get rid of our opponent's spiders, and then we can put our own spiders on the board and you know, just be in the advantage.
Oh yes, I know the knowledge you seek.
Okay, I twitch. Also, what's nice, X equals 1 on Recon Max makes Immersed Predator a 2/2. It's gonna grow by 1/1 anyway, but you know, it's just enough to basically kill Lolth. Okay, so let's go X equals 1. Oh wait, I just forgot that Lolth is gonna get some triggers, but we can still damage it severely.
And so my power is
Luckily.
for annihilation.
Confront the past, huh? Well, good thing we got the lantern. It's not gonna help him. Okay. Sucks a bit, but what can you do? This is our second predator already. Hello. Now, we might lose Lolth right away to his Confront the Past, but that's okay. Just have another one hand.
Darkness will swallow the light. A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Maybe I can consider Hostile just another sack outlet. Without changing the deck too much, right? It's just one psychic creature. If we have late to rest out and a human, this can just one tap, draw cards, get some death triggers. So it's actually okay. I actually know what he's trying to do here, Mr. Flammer. He wants to bait me into trading and then he kills it anyway with Confront. Then he just puts 2 spiders on the board. I can't kill his Lolth. I think, yeah, let's actually trade here. I guess getting rid of the hive is pretty good.
I will cull. Aren't I generous? My will cannot be denied.
He didn't use Confront? What? Oh, this is a bad situation right here. is not cool. What if I just draw a card? Nah, I should make some spiders.
At least there is blood on your hands.
Now this is already my
I, the
my
generous
second
one.
love in the grave. If I play the Lolf here, it's a perfect confront the past for him. I think I know the correct play. Correct play is play Lolf.
I'm hungry. Won't you
And I
say
think we're
we-
gonna try to win the game with creeping in, hostile. It's like a spider. I'm fully aware that second a spider means that we can protect our Lolf.
Do what I demand.
But I think let's go for the hostile play here. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to protect Lolf here.
A setback. Nothing more.
Now Stensia Uprising might really help here.
Good
Because an Uprising would give us a creature every turn, plus with too late to rest, potential two cards per turn. Destroy all creatures. What would he get? An Eye Twitch, right? Well, let's just do this now. Let's just crack the lantern. Just so that we also draw a card. Oh look, there's an Uprising. Let's go. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. That's really good.
Aren't I generous?
Oh yeah. We can go Uprising, late to rest. Okay, now if these guys die, I draw two cards. And black doesn't really have ways to remove enchantments. I mean, they do, right? But they don't really use it. Stalford Merchant. I'll actually move the camera. Please attack. No attacks, okay. Now hostile is gonna be amazing here. Without a lantern. Can probably afford to use this forest, so let's sack our human here. Draw two cards, damage our opponent. Another Uprising, hell yeah. I don't think there is a point in playing the lantern here. Oh wait, we actually can just do that. No problem. Okay. Okay, now it's slowly coming online. We can use the Field of Ruin to get rid of the Face of Haven. Now we're getting 2 humans per turn. Each of those humans can draw us 2 cards each. So, although we're out of cards, I think we're in a very good position.
My power is for annihilation.
Next turn we can also transform the hostel. Don't have any creature cards in our graveyard though. I'll happily draw 4 cards. Yeah, he's not attacking. He knows that I would draw cards. So this is a 3/7. Okay.
My children will take care of you. I will get what I want.
Okay, he's got the breach now, so he can destroy something, but not all of our stuff. He's probably destroying one Stensia Uprising, I would think. Right? Yep, makes sense. Okay. Okay. Let's draw 4 cards, I guess. Oh yeah, they must be Predator.
I will cull.
Let's see what he's getting here. Masker Exhibition. Now I wonder whether I should get rid of a Phase of Saving or just save the Field of Ruin for a... what's it called? A Hive? Should probably save it for a Hive, I guess. Well, let's attack with the creeping in here. This is the first time I actually use this card. Oh yeah. And we just gonna go face here. Could go X equals Swan, but why? Why would I do that? And a Split Predator. And we have exactly enough mana to also phase out the creeping in if needed. And now slowly this War of Attrition is playing into our favor. It's just too much value. Again, this little one with June represents 2 cards, thanks to Late to Rest.
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Okay. A lot of stuff here, but not really anything to worry about. Got a Kalane here. Still Kalane. Kalane notably is a human. So Kalane will also draw us 2 cards. And we just go face here. Get rid of the Night Witch. And no creature cards in our graveyard. Let's make our Predator indestructible. Draw some cards. Ooh, Dreadfest Demon is nice. Very nice. I wonder if I should play a Dreadfest Demon into this. Because our opponent just might have another Blood on the Snow. So I should probably just keep it in hand.
Do what I demand.
Right, right. On the other hand, if it dies... Wait, no. 7 mana. 5, 6, 7. On the other hand, if it dies, we just have more fodder for our creeping in, so that's good. And let's draw some cards. The new face of Junt, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty cool. Pretty long games with the stack, I gotta say. Pretty long games. Also, I just realized if he has a Blood on the Snow, well, I mean, just make our Predator indestructible and we phase out the creeping in, right? It's pretty straightforward. Draw some cards. And you phase out. Easy peasy. Can still have a response here to kill one of my creatures off.
I will get what I want.
There was no need here to crack the lantern just for a Stalford Merchant. Doesn't really matter.
I will cull the weak.
And well, we still got our stuff here. Opponent has 4 mana left.
My power is for annihilation.
What should I get here? Should I get a necrotic fumes? I think I should finally get rid of the Lolf actually. But first, let's attack. Some damage. Get rid of another eye twitch. Get rid of our Kalane, deal some damage. Okay, we're just slowly getting there. Slowly getting there.
We will slay our enemies.
Okay, let's get rid of Lolf now.
I
Finally.
am merely delayed, not defeated.
And get another human for a predator that we can phase out a creeping in. Creeping in is already dealing 2 damage on attack. And next turn is gonna be free by exiling the Dreadfest demons, so this should pretty much be GG. Okay, Prosonic. Now he might gain some life here
You really want to fight me?
because of the static ability,
That's cute.
which is annoying. And yeah, okay. There's nothing I can do about this.
It was going to die eventually anyway.
Maybe I should have sacked the human in response to draw some cards. I think this was our last predator, right? Yeah. That's predator. We already have 3 Lolves in exile. So our creeping in needs to seal the deal here. If he's not gaining life here, he has to cast something here, otherwise he's just dead. Oh nice, let's storm the festival. Why not? An uprising and land. And it's GG. Exiled Predator. Oh man, that was a long game. Long game. Long game. But in the end, it worked out for us. Alright, this is a pretty bad starting hand. This isn't great either, but I guess I'm gonna keep it. And cycle the lantern, I guess. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Found a hunt, that's helpful. I'm just gonna get necrotic fumes, right? If you play something threatening here, you can just kill it. Yeah, like the Total art, it's pretty much perfect actually. You know, this way it does not turn night, and makes so you won't draw more cards. The next time you can play the Predator. Maybe it lives, I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm already sweating. It's just so much damage, and we had a really bad start here. Another hunt. Okay, let's put this down. If this lives, it can block like one creature, right? So maybe he doesn't have a Blizzard Brawl or something, and then next turn we can go hunt, get the Containment Breach, which will give us another pest. Okay, we might potentially stabilize. Just plussing, that's actually pretty good for us. Yeah, see, now he can only attack with one of his guys. That's really good. Okay, okay, so let's go hunt. Containment Breach. Gonna get rid of his Ranger class. We even get a pest for that. Now, unfortunately, we can kill Arlen, but we can deal 4 damage to Arlen. A 1-turn knight. I think we should deal the damage and just jump block. Yeah, I think we should do something here.
I won't turn tail and run.
Because now she can just plus, but she's not doing really anything for this turn, unless he plays something else here. And as long as it's not turning knight, Stormseeker can give trample. So without trample we should still be more or less okay. The question is, do you want to double block the wolves? I kind of think I just want to take 5 damage here. Yeah. Just take 5, kill the Arlen next turn. Or just hold back the Predator. So now it's Knight, which is a problem. It's a real big problem actually. We have to kill Arlen now. There's really no way around it. But we can actually make it so that turns stay again because we have 2 we have 2 spells, so that's really huge because now this Flash will trample.
Now the wilds are threatened.
Let's get a second red mana. And now it's gonna turn day again because we cast 2 spells. Get rid of Arlen here. Not that it really matters against wolves. Okay, the fact that it stays is huge because now Stormseeker is not giving trample. That's a really big deal. Let's see what it's doing here. Okay, we have to kill as much Stormseekers as we can. Block, block, block. Now, we might have outplayed him unless he has another Snakeskin Veil. Because we're gonna get a 1-1 counter here. I'm killing the Stormseeker. Oh yes. Oh yes. That's huge. That is huge. Okay, let's cycle our Lantern. Just draw a card. Okay, Kalane is just, you know, not a blocker, something else that we can sack. And we found a freaking Meathawk Massacre. So X equals 3 kills everything, right? Like everything on our opponent's side. That's also important. And then we can still play Kalane. Plus we gain a bunch of life. Oh my god! Are we gonna do this? This is amazing. Okay, let's put some pressure on. Okay. I think. Are we doing? Yeah. Oh, that was perfect actually. That was really nice.